What if I could show you a proven way to every single time you have an open house, generate massive amounts of buyers and sellers? Today, what we're doing is we're bringing on a partner of mine to talk about his absolutely insane open house strategy and the wizard tricks that he uses that honestly are so easy to do that I'm shocked nobody else is doing this, but it's generating him massive amounts of clients from every single open house that he's doing. And he realized that in the past, he was getting nothing from his open houses. He was showing up, and when the market wasn't as hot as it is today, he was just burning time like every single agent seems to do with their open houses until he figured out this strategy. So what we're going to be doing today is breaking down the ultimate open house strategy and the ninja tricks that you can do in order to generate massive amounts of clients from every single open house you do in a way that is leading with value. So in this video, we're breaking down the ultimate open house strategy and all of the ninja tricks that he uses in order to generate a ton of clients every single time he has an open house, the follow-up strategy, and all of the conversion tactics as well. So the individual we're bringing on today is Matthew Nicholas. I've got another video with him, which I'll link below. And again, two quick things before we get into this video and I introduce Matt. Number one, he is a massive award-winning top producing agent for about 12 years now. And he's got some incredible social profiles with a YouTube channel he just started, and he's getting incredible results from it. So I'll link all of his stuff below. And then also, if you want to talk about partnering with Matthew in order to get all of these crazy tricks that he uses in order to build a top producing business while still living a flexible lifestyle, then I will link his calendar link below so you can book a meeting with him as well. So without further ado, let's dive into the proven ultimate open house strategy to skyrocket your real estate business. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this is going to be one that's going to completely change your business because we're going to dive into a strategy that works incredibly well on something that people seemingly think is now dead, which is open houses. I know a lot of people that, either A, are fearful of going to open houses because they think they're not going to get any clients from it and they're just going to be sitting there for hours, twiddling their thumbs. And B, people just seemingly don't think that just based on today's market, that it's the right strategy. But we've got on a very special guest for round two today, which is Matthew Nicholas from, again, Winnipeg up here in Canada. And he's got a really cool strategy to leverage open houses in order to get clients, and kind of a bit of a VIP strategy that I think is going to be really cool to dive into, that anybody can implement into their business to start seeing tangible results coming from every open house that they run. So Matt, welcome back to the channel, my friend.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to get into this. We've been doing this with huge success over the last couple of years, and I'm really excited to share because open houses are back, and we want you to leverage them and make sure that you get the best results from them.
There we go. Our mission on this one is to make open houses great again. So let's see what we can do with that.
Absolutely.
Before we dive into it again, just, for people that might not have seen the previous video that we did together, which again, I will link, guys, that video in the description and the pinned comment, where Matt really dove into how he gets, 90% of his business to repeat referral. Incredibly powerful video that you want to check out, and also pair it with this strategy, which is going to be kind of a cool marriage between the two. So why don't you give people just a quick introduction of who you are, where you're from, what you've done, and then we'll dive straight into the tactical strategies.
Yeah, my name is Matthew Nicholas. I'm a realtor in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I have a team, Matthew Nicholas and Associates. I've been in the business just over 12 years. I love selling real estate. I love marketing. I love it all. It's what gets me out of bed every day. It's exciting, and I've spent my whole career at the top of my business, in the top 1-3%. We're always trying things. We're always learning, and I'm excited to share today and get into this.
Yeah, it's going to be a really important topic because even just transparently, like back when I was focused on production, I hated open houses because I didn't have a strategy, and I was going there, and, obviously Calgary was a bit of a quirky time where the market was the slowest in North America. So there wasn't a whole lot of people looking to buy at that time. But either which way, for the people that did come, I had no way to really leverage that and turn it into something tangible. So I would kind of just open the door, let people walk through, say, hey, thanks for coming. And, that's it, that's all. And that's why, I never really got great results from open houses. So I'd love for you to kind of dive into maybe what you previously did and now what kind of sparked this incredible idea, including some of the books you've been able to read, and what that looks like in order to start seeing massive success with every open house.
Absolutely. You know what? I totally hear you. I definitely got to a point, like I was doing a lot of condo projects. So I was in show homes a lot. I was doing lots of, like, open houses, that kind of things. And I was just kind of tired of it. I wasn't seeing results. I was getting lazy. I didn't have the right mindset, right? Like at the end of the day, if you're going to spend 2-3 hours away from your family, away from your friends on a Sunday or Saturday, whatever day you do open houses, make it count, right? Why are we taking time away from our family to like put up a sign, hide in the kitchen, not talk to somebody, not create a good experience? Why are we doing this, right? Like it makes no sense, right? So I definitely was at that kind of burnout phase because I was also lacking a plan. I was just doing what everybody else told me to do or what I thought was the best way. And I'd probably been doing open houses without a lead for like 2 years, right? Like I was just like service the client, give them what they want. They want an open house, do it, and like meh, right? So I'm in the airport. I'm flying to Mexico, and I see this book. It's called The Starbucks Experience, right? So I'm like, oh, this is an interesting book. I need something to read. So I picked it up and I started reading it. And as I was reading it, and thinking about my experience of what I provide from my business, my brand, which is hugely important to me, I'm like, am I creating this unbelievable experience in every aspect of my business, right? And I looked at open houses and I'm like, man, you're not creating an amazing experience in open houses. Like your open houses suck, right? Like nobody's coming to you and saying that this is great or fantastic. And like, nothing at all, right? Like nothing at all about it spoke to me and said like, this represents me as an agent, right? So I started reading the book and I started learning the psychology of why Starbucks does certain things to create this like unbelievable fan of Starbucks, right? Like people that buy Starbucks, they always buy Starbucks. Like they're not going to Tim's, they're not going to Dunkin'. Like it's Starbucks. Like that's it, right? Like and that's by design, right? Like that company has spent a lot of time creating what they call the third space, right? So they say, look, work, home, and Starbucks, right? Like that's what they want. They want it to be comfortable and inviting and have you enjoy this, right? Because at the end of the day, like you're literally paying $6 for a cup of coffee. Like if you told somebody like 30 years ago, be like, look, dude, people are going to come into a store, they're going to work there all afternoon and get their work done and buy two $6 coffees. You'd be like, you are nuts, right? But that's what they built, right? That's what they did. So I looked at that. I'm like, okay, how can I create this feeling of comfort and provide more value to people that are coming to open houses so they want to do business with me, right? Like at the end of the day, it's that retail style. Like they're coming there for a reason. We know that. Like people aren't coming to the open house for no reason. Like the odd one, but like for the most part, you're either have a buyer at the start of their process, or you have a buyer that's seen it with their realtor already and they're looking for a second look, or you have neighbors that are contemplating selling, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're not representing your brand, why would the guy down the street want to sell with you when they go to the open house and you don't say hi and you're not friendly and you don't give them any information and you basically pretend that you don't want them to be there? Yeah. Like they would never choose you to sell their house, right? Like, so I said, okay, how do I provide more value? How do I get that mindset in the position like Starbucks, where Starbucks is all about value? They want to provide an amazing service experience for you. Look, you spill your coffee, they just replace it. It's not an argument, right? Like they empower their employees to try different things. Like the Frappuccino was just some barista. They're like, hey, I'm going to try this and like hand it out. And it became one of the best selling drinks in their line, right? So I'm like, okay, let's start here. Let's try to get some value. So when people come to an open house, we also know that there's a high, like usually they're not buying that house. So how do I help them if they're not buying that house? Well, I'm going to put a list of every other open house in the neighborhood with a map of how to get there, right? So we give that to people. So when people come to the open house, we say, hey, here's all the other open houses and here's a map of how to get there. We also have a feature sheet, right, which is important. Then we also have a neighborhood guide. So we basically take Winnipeg has a really good data set from Tourism Winnipeg. They have about all the neighborhoods and they have all the kind of points of interest or whatever. And we basically built a template in Canva. We build out this 2-page neighborhood guide, right? Because in Winnipeg, we know that it's a move around market. Like a lot of people, they move from, the east side to the west side or the north side to the south side. We're not a huge relocation market like other markets, right? So whatever is driving people, like if you're in a big relocation market and a lot of people from your open houses are coming from somewhere else, provide them some value there, right? Like give them something of value, right? Then we put it in a folder. And basically, so when people come into the open house, we always welcome everybody. Like if you're coming into this house, I am saying hello to you. I introduce myself because again, we want friendliness. We want people to understand that, hey, my name is Matthew. Hi, welcome. And I put my hand out to shake their hand. Everybody always shakes my hand, and then they tell me their name, right? Yeah. Like I don't have to ask for the name. I'm introducing myself, so then they tell me their name, right? And if they don't, I ask, oh, what's your name, right? When they tell me their name, I get out a big marker and I write their name on the folder. Again, this is a psychological trick from Starbucks. The reason why they put your name on the cup is because now you're friends. Now you know each other. Now there's a level of personal position there, as opposed to Starbucks yelling out, oh, order 120, like that's awful. Like you sound like you're like in a cattle market or something, right? Whereas they're like, oh, hey, Matthew, here's your coffee. You're like, oh, this is nice. This is pleasurable. Right. Yep. So you're creating that like pleasure. And then also you're connecting with somebody and now you're friends, right? Now you know each other. You know my name, I know your name, right? I tell them what's in the folder, right? And then I just let them go. I say, hey, just walk around. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to answer all your questions, right? Then the guard comes down. You can literally physically see people's body language relax when you introduce yourself. And they know your name and you know their name, right? We can't do it any other way. That's the only way we do open houses is have that intro. It's so important. That first impression is key. So people walk around, right? And look, you're not like on your phone, you're paying attention to them still. You need to be attentive, right? You're trying to hear what they're saying and what their positives or negatives about the house, because you also want to provide feedback to your vendor. That's one of the reasons you do open houses. You want a lot of people to come in so you can get an understanding of what are the strengths and weaknesses of the house from a buyer's perspective, right? When people come back around at the end, right, always ask them what they think of the house, right? Again, people want to share that with you. It's an easy conversation starter. It's not like, do you want to buy it? Or like, do you need an agent? Like, no, like, what do you think of the house? That's why you're here, right? Yeah. People always answer and they say, oh, like I love the sunroom or whatever, build on that, right? If there's some negatives, say, oh, totally understand, it's not for everyone, whatever, right? And then, as they're putting the shoes on, I always ask, have you been looking for a while, right? It's a question that immediately identifies somebody as a buyer or a seller, right? So, oh, I just started looking. Oh, great. Like this is probably an opportunity to maybe engage in further conversation because they're looking for something. Oh, we've been looking for a year with our agent or whatever. Oh, awesome. Great. Right. Like the answer is always great. Like whatever it is, awesome. Right. Yeah. Or, we're not actually looking at all. We're a seller from down the street. Like, or we're an owner from down the street. Like, okay, good. So that person's trying to identify what the market is. So wherever you classify that person, you offer them another piece of value. Right. So if somebody's just starting looking, in this market, it's a super tight market. There's no inventory. So what I say is people, hey, you know what? Everybody that attends the open house today, what I'm allowing them to do is I'm allowing them to join my VIP list. Right. And I've got this fancy book that says VIP in gold on it that's sitting right on the table. And they're like, what's a VIP list? Right. You're like, well, the VIP list is your access point to all of the off-market inventory that we can identify. They're like, off-market inventory, what is that, right? If they're very new, they don't even know what you're talking about, right? And you're like, okay, look, the MLS is great. There's lots of listings on the MLS, but for us and our team, use Real Stats. And if you don't do a lot of off-market deals, increase it. So we do about 20% of our deals off-market, right? So right away, they're like, wow, we're missing 20% of the inventory, right? We're also on a number of Facebook groups where we have off-market inventory. So what we tell people is to say, look, sign up for the VIP group, get the listings that aren't on the market. Everybody signs up. If they're a serious buyer, they are signing up. They're giving you their email address, they're giving you their phone number. They want to know this stuff because they want to buy a home, right? And in this market, it's really tough, right? So that's hugely successful. So last weekend on our open house, we had 20 people sign up.
That's
20
crazy.
people raised their hand and said, please market to me. Please send me things. Please engage with me as a potential client. Like, I don't know a lot of people that can say that when they're hiding in the kitchen and not talking to people and like not doing a specific design strategy to identify, right? If they're a seller, they don't care about the VIP list. Say, oh, wow, you're down the street. This house is probably going to sell for X. Like, what do you think your home is worth? Right? Right away. Again, you're qualifying. And if they say, wow, I have no idea what my home's worth. You know what? I'd love to come down. I got to wrap up here. It's going to take me about 15 minutes. Like, I'd love to come down the street and do a walkthrough and provide you with a CMA. Right? I always try to book another half hour past my open houses to make sure, first of all, if somebody comes late, I want to make sure I give them time. Right? Again, it's service, right? If somebody comes 5 minutes to the end, I'm not upset because I didn't book myself a showing right after the open house. I gave myself a half an hour to close the store, right? Like, get that last client through, bring them through, give them service, and let them know, hey, you know what? We're about ready to close in 5 minutes, but come on through. We want to make sure that you get through. Make them feel special, right? So those qualifying questions are key because then you can provide them the right value. When you're offering something that nobody else is offering, they will sign up. Right? If you're like, hey, do you have an agent? Do you want to use me? Do you want to drive around in my car? They're like, no, get away from me. Like, this is like, please stop. Right? Yeah. But when you provide them with something that nobody else can, they're like, yeah, like, let me in on this, like, get me, like, let's go. Right? Then one of the biggest objections I know people are thinking in their head, well, what if they have an agent? Look, I'm working for my sellers in this instance. I tell people, you got an agent? Great. I'll send you the off-market deal. You call your agent. My job is to work for who's hired me. Yeah. That's like, they're thinking about that all the way home, right? Oh, yeah. They're like, why is this guy so willing to participate? Like, what's my agent doing? Is my agent calling this guy? Like, you're sowing the seeds that if their agent's not performing, you're going to be the one because you're solving problems. And that's the whole job, is to solve their problem. Right.
I love that. And I think, one of the, really incredible, kind of subconscious elements to this too, is that, not only with the VIP list are you leading with extraordinary value, but people love exclusivity. People love the feeling of being a part of something that not everybody else is, and that this is unique and it's me. And oh my God, I've got a competitive advantage in this competitive market. Like, this is really cool. And again, it's such a subtle thing that is value driven, but just it plays on people's emotions to really get them to want to participate in something that at the end of the day is actually value driven. So it benefits them in two different ways, emotionally, but also tangibly with their search. And, I think kind of the only real question I've got on this, because you just mapped it out so incredible, is people are probably wondering, what's your follow-up process to this in terms of, okay, you've got the names in the list, or you've got, certain people that have raised their hand. What do you do after that? Is it the next day? Is it the same day? What's that process look like to kind of, keep their temperature high?
Absolutely. So we've built out a whole lead nurture system. So obviously KV Core with EXP is a hugely powerful tool for automation, right? So look, the work is the open house. The work is having the automation, and then you just hit the button. Right. Yeah. So, like literally, like I'm sitting, like watching TV, like, eating cereal, and I get a response from my email. Right. Like, so one of the keys that we've done inside of our follow-up, super conversational. Right. And we've utilized the power of KV Core. So there's autofills that you can do. Right. So first of all, I'll get to the timing. So within 24 hours, you have to email them. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we email them a welcome email. So it's like, hey, it was so awesome connecting with you at the open house. Welcome to our off-market VIP group. We're going to send you listings and updates, whatever it is, once a week, once every 2 weeks, right? So whenever anything comes, we're going to send it to you, right? Like, and we just welcome them to the group, letting them know that we're here for them, right? And to reach out if they need anything. Obviously, in all of my social media posts and all of my emails, we always have a call to action. Like, if you need anything, reach out to us. Again, we want to be that person of influence. We want them to be comfortable to reach out for anything, right? So within 24 hours, you got to hit that email, right? Then basically what we do is we send them what we say we're going to send them, right? So if we have off-market opportunities, we send them. And again, we leverage this stuff. We're on a Facebook group in our market that lists off-market opportunities, right? We send our group off-market opportunities, right? Like I have some myself, but I also want other people's, right? So we spend time, we call agents. We have a group of agents that say, hey, we're going to sell this off market, right? Send it, right? Then we do a follow-up campaign of essentially 8 weeks, right? So we know that 8 weeks, we're gonna market to them. They've identified that they want to be there. My job as a marketer and a lead generator is I want a yes or a no, right? So of course, do what you say you're gonna do, send them the information. Then try to get them to a yes or a no. I actually love when people unsubscribe because I'm like, oh, good, I can stop chasing you now. Like you're out, like goodbye, thank you very much. Like, and then the yeses are awesome because you get paid commission, right? Which is great. But the no's are good too, because then you just don't need to worry about them, right? So inside KV Core, what we've done is we've created a really conversational position. So after the 24-hour email, our next email is basically, hi, whoever. And we have the neighborhood of the open house that they came out of. So it says, I was just driving through, Saint Patel, and I was thinking about you. And then you kind of go into it from there, right? And so every one of our emails, we try to have that personal touch where it seems like I'm sitting on somewhere or out at a restaurant, and I'm thinking about them, trying to provide them value, right? So we also have we have our informed buyer's guide. We have a bunch of guides and again, value-driven pieces that we go through that inside that 8 touches. But I think the key to it is that conversational side to it, right? Not some robotic message of oh, are you want to use us? No. Value. We basically give them 8 weeks of value, right? Free content, right? Same thing we do on YouTube, how to prepare your home, how to do this, how to do that, right? And then again, calls to action, hey, you know what? Let me know if I can help. Let me know where you're at. Let me know if you've seen anything you want to go look at, whatever, right? So in doing that, we know at about 8 weeks, if they haven't reached out, they're probably starting to cool off. So then we just flip them to 1 a month of just a check-in. I've made so much money from sending an automated text saying, hey, just checking in, how you doing?
Yeah.
Right? I'm not doing that. I'm sitting at home or I'm out doing whatever, doing another deal, talking to somebody, having a meeting with my assistant. And then somebody's like, oh, hey, thanks for checking in. You know what? We are ready to go again. Right? So yeah, definitely spend some time with that follow-up and automate it. Do not try to sit there and email people you'll just fall apart. You need to automate it. You need to automate it.
No, I love it, man. And I think, just as we bring this full circle, you've done such an incredible job with just, again, making a focus on leading with value, but also creating leverage of everything that you're doing. Because again, it's not always what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. And I think, again, this applies to open houses. You can go to an open house, or you can host an open house. And it's going to an open house, you just sit there like a sitting duck, wait for it to be over and, play around on Instagram or TikTok or something. And then, it's if you're going to be doing anything, you might as well give it 110%. And that's why so many agents get caught in the rut of being busy, but not being productive, because they spend so much time doing a bunch of stuff, but none of it moves the needle of their business to the point where they get to the end of the day and they have nothing tangible to show for it, even though they spent hours doing all the activities that they've done. So, I think it's really cool that you're just an absolute wealth of knowledge of how to create leverage and how to do things, in my opinion, the completely right way that everybody should be, but seemingly is, maybe not in tune with what, how to approach those strategies. So, people have opportunities to partner with you. And I think that's one of the most beautiful parts is that, you're now able to, for free, share all of your top strategies with people anywhere that want to kind of be in your ecosystem and get to the point where they're doing upwards of 100 deals and, through 90% referrals and maximizing every aspect of your business. So why don't you just talk to people as we bring this together about, again, why you explored the opportunity for EXP and, what people can expect by partnering with you?
Yeah, look, one of the reasons why we joined EXP is because I want to create better outcomes for people. It's one of the things I've, as I've built my business and as I've had success and as I've trained people in my team, I felt it, I found it very rewarding. So, I want to change people's lives. I want to affect people's lives in a positive way. And like, first of all, joining your group, we aligned with that immediately, and I knew that you were the right fit, because you need to surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing, right? So that's absolutely something we want to do. We want to create better outcomes for people. I want to help more agents do better so that they can work less and make more, right? Like, again, systemizing something, like when we started doing the systemization, like, it is so exciting when you get somebody that says, come list my house, like, and you haven't even talked to them, like, in like weeks, right? Like, it's amazing because the software and that system is doing it for you, right? So we want to help people with that. We want to take the tips and tricks that we learn and we want to share them, right? So we absolutely joined EXP for that reason, so that we can reach out to more people outside of our city and inside of our city and just help people do better and be better.
I love it. And I think that basically perfectly summarizes your approach to everything in your business is just value driven, impacting lives and doing it the right way and always taking the high road. So I love that you've just, approached your business this way, systems, processes, making it scalable with an ultimate focus of time. A lot of people focus on income, but if you have no time to enjoy the income is essentially useless. So I love that you've done this. You've got an incredible partnership. And I'm really excited to see how this continues to grow as more people partner with you and start to elevate their production using these innovative strategies. So again, guys, I'm going to link all of Matt's content, all of his profiles on social media, his incredible YouTube channel that is picking up in amazing momentum, as well as a link where you can book a meeting one-on-one with Matt to kind of talk about what that partnership and alignment can look like to get his coaching and guidance to help you scale your business and make your career better. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.